Bum, bum, da. Hello. Yes. Hi. Cubase isn't loaded. I had to do an emergency restart there. The audio wasn't working, which is pretty important to me. To have that kind of thing working in advance. How is my volume? I could be louder, I reckon. How's that? Nice. Okay. Here is Cubase. So first off, apologies that there wasn't a stream last week. I wasn't feeling great and I didn't want to push it. Because when I push it, I end up feeling worse. And also, it would have been sleepy. You wouldn't have enjoyed it. So, yeah, I figured it's just not. So now we're here. Hello. Yes, good. We're just going to do this week what we were going to do last week, which is making something kind of lo-fi. We're going to see what we can do inside of 2 hours. That's the game. That's the game that we're playing today. Let me transfer to this view. Do I need a keyboard? Possibly. So, yeah, I was going to try and set up some sounds, but then Cubase didn't want to work, which was great. So let's just check, see if we have sound. We do not have sound. Damn. That's real helpful, y'all. What do I do in this situation? Interesting. Let me try this. Nope, there's no reason that should have worked, so that's just as well. Okay, it's a Cubase problem. Could it be that I'm not connected up here? I'm not connected up here. We found it. We did it. As a team, we worked it out. Output 1, output 2. Should have done that in the first place. That's real stupid. Why would it have unplugged itself? Anyway, doesn't matter. We can do it now. So I tend to use Retrolog for basses and stuff. Will I continue doing that today? Yeah, probably. So for a bass, I tend to use... Oh, that's a nice... That's quite a nice organ sound. It's a bit distorty. Quite like it. I might keep that. So let's duplicate that for a second and talk about bass. It's quite synthy keys. Bass, that's normally what I do, but obviously we're down in this kind of octave, so you got a sine wave as the kind of sub sound, and then sometimes triangle, sometimes saw, but then quite often I cut off a lot of that high end, so you don't really tell that it's a saw. That's quite nice. And stick a load of release on that. Let's make it a glide. We'll go down another octave. Go away. Yeah, quite like that. Let's use that. So that's our bass sound. Let's maybe put a little wobble on it. Let's use one of the LFOs. We'll go sync mode, tempo, and we're going to send that to volume 2. That's quite nice. So we could do the same LFO, but send it to the volume for oscillator 1 as well. oscillator. Let's go oscillator 1 pitch very slightly. Maybe a bit of envelope there. It's a bit wacky. Yeah, that'll do. Because I might have that bass kind of synth and some kind of double bass maybe as well. Not really sure. We've got keys. They sound a little too nice. That's quite nice. Sort of chip tuney. That'll do. Maybe it's a bit high. Let's have that on a higher octave but lower down. Yeah, just so it's in there a little bit, I guess. That'll do. Synthy keys, bass. I got up a whatever this is. Thought that might be nice as a kind of percussion type thing. Also might not work at all. So I mean we've kind of got sort of hip hoppy elements when we want more kind of lo-fi stuff. So I'm going to use Contact to create a drum loop, and this is going to be a routine that we've done a million times on this stream. It's not going to be anything new for the moment. We're going to go 60s drummer, any of them, they're all basically fine. Soul, yep, screw it, why not. We're going to speed up the tempo. I'm actually going to add a tempo track. And we're going to at this point just over here, which is like 6 minutes in the future, we're going to do that. And then the rest of the song is going to be down here at like, I'm going to assume 80 something BPM. What's that? 85. This is also going to be 85. Fine. So we're going to create a faster drum loop, and then we're going to stretch it to slow it down, basically. So let's open up the drum kit. Let's go. 32s is probably a bit extreme. 16ths. Yeah, I reckon. Probably go just hi-hats on the 1. Maybe. That's quite nice. I like that. So we'll do that twice, and then we'll have another kind of loop over here. Maybe with rides. Okay. I'm guessing. That's quite nice. Yeah, screw it. That'll do. So we're going to take those. We're going to split them up like this. I'm going to do a couple of loops like this. Just have like a little fill here. Just like that. Yeah. And samesies over here. I'll do like a little intro as well. Boom, dum. Let's do 2 bars. Boom. Not really a drummer, so yep, screw it. And then we'll do a like a little drum fill here. Neat. So let's take that intro and shove it over here. And then we're just going to basically treat this as one thing. We're just going to export that. I'll maybe... Do I EQ it now? No, I'm going to end up EQing it anyway. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to randomize velocity and time a little bit, and volume and tone a tiny bit as well. Just to make it feel more like it's being played by humans. And we're just going to go right click, where's it gone, render in place, render with current settings. It's going to do its thing, and it's going to throw us back some audio. Lovely. So then we're going to grab said audio. And we're going to come over here. So how many beats is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can't count. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay. I don't know why I needed to do it for that many bars. So 1 to 16. Like so, using the time control. We're going to change the time warp. Oh yeah, the warping algorithm for the audio clip. We're going to use tape, because that distorts the pitch, which is what we want. That's a bit extreme, isn't it? So we'll go... We won't do 85 BPM. We'll do 93. See what that sounds like. See, that can slow down a bit. How does that sound? Nah, it's still a bit, isn't it? So we'll go slightly faster. 99. Okay, fine. And then we'll speed it up again a little bit. Yeah, that'll do. So we're just going to use that as our loop. So I'll do 4 of them with the intro. And I don't actually know where we're going to start the track. I'll maybe pull this over here to bar 17 so we have a bit of space to add. I don't know, whatever. And then let's colour that blue so we know it's that one section. I suppose it wants the fill there as well, doesn't it? Fine. And then this. Oh wait, hang on. Oh, where's the other bit then? Am I going mad? Yes. Okay, so then we'll make that yellow, I guess. 4 of them, and then we can repeat it twice. That's some structure. So that's fine. It's going to be a bit samey and a bit annoying, so we're gonna EQ it, and we're gonna do some other stuff over the top. I'm a big fan of the Monster Drums preset. That'll probably do. So percussion, we got some stuff inside of this Contacts plugin. Let's maybe detune some of this stuff. Shaker, let's tune that up. Yeah. Nice. So let's put that kit together as well. Probably simpler. Probably just something like that. What if we were to do that? Yeah, that'll do. How does that all work together? I'm going to cut off a load of low end. Nice, that kind of works. So then we'll do something with this yellow section. Maybe swap to, I don't know. Maybe we'll just do that. Does that work? I think that works. So then we'll colour that bit yellow because that fits with that. We'll colour this blue and we repeat. I think that's all right. Cool. Let's add some other stuff. I don't know. Do we go keys next? I mean, we're going lo-fi, aren't we? So maybe we want something more piano-like. I mean, we do have cheat mode for this kind of thing. So why not use cheat mode? Of course, I mean lo-fi piano. Lo-fi piano, absolute cheat mood. Cheat mood? Yeah, cheat mood. So let's have a nice think about chords. That's quite nice. We're just going to go and use a retrospective recording to capture that thing I just played, which I'm pretty sure is this bit. So then we're just gonna move these chords to the start of each mark. Oh, they're a little bit long, aren't they? Okay, let's take that away. Actually, we only need to do it once, so I'm just going to can that. Yeah, these notes are all a little long. I'm just going to snip them like that. I'm going to take whatever the earliest note is, which I think is C sharp there as well. And then what is it here? Probably that E? No. C sharp again. I'm going to raise that velocity a little bit because those notes are going to get lost otherwise. And does it blend? Does it work? Needs to be earlier. Da, da, like so. think I want some of these notes a little earlier as well. So it's, I don't know, maybe sounds a little more intentional, I guess. I'm happy for them to be loose, but just not completely out. Let's try that. I also want some of these to be a bit louder. That one's going to be too loud, so I'm going to lower those and then raise them again. There we go. What I might do is take that, render it in place, again like I did with the drums, because I'm quite fond of that whole thing, but I kind of want to probably boost the gain and label my tracks as well. Might be a good idea. Da 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 da. Kind of, yeah, just want to do that. We'll fade that in a tiny bit, and actually these samples will just fade them in and out a tiny bit as well, so we don't get that annoying click sound that happens. Can we take that, put that here? What if we did this? This is just a big experiment at the moment. I think that's good. Yeah, I like that. So at that point we'll go to the other chord, whatever that is. We'll cut this up a bit, da 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 da, like so. What if we just cut this and did this? Again, we're just trying stuff out. We're cutting and snipping and just seeing what works. I quite like that actually, so we'll again just trying stuff out. And because it's got quite a lot of dirt on it as well, I think that really helps to kind of like, I don't know, it's much more noticeable when you cut stuff up and repeat it and something's got dirt on it. It's just a thing that I like. Oops. What was that? Neat. So let's shove a little bit of EQ on there, and a little bit of delay as well. So let's find like a nice piano kind of preset. Acoustic piano clarity. Let's lower some of the low end here as well. That's nice actually. Very cool. Let's then stick a little bit of delay on there, I think. Maybe stereo delay, not really sure. I think we pan the piano off to the right, which is handy because then it means we can have much more delay on the left, and it gets sort of not in the way so much. Big fan of that. Bass should be fairly straightforward, I would have thought. Easy. So that's what? C sharp. So the tonic down a fifth, or down to the fifth, then the fifth, then the fourth, and then an octave. Let's sort that sound out, because we had a sound we liked, but it's a little... I don't know, it's a little goofy for me. Maybe it's the simplicity of it that's annoying me. Maybe it should be more like... Maybe... Oh, it was third, my bad. and then yeah. Yeah, that's probably better, probably. And then let's go up to C. Cool. Let's take this synthy key bar and maybe do something slightly more melodic. Yeah. So let's go delay, maybe a bit of modulation as well. That's quite nice. Or maybe we introduce that kind of in this yellow section. Let's have like a little intro or something. So we'll do like just a little run of so F sharp. Is it going to be weird if that's D? I don't know. Let's try that. I want that to be double the speed. Let me do this. So we'll do that and then that. Yep, so I don't like that it's in the wrong key, so if we do that. Let's try that. We're going to sort of fade in velocity a bit, like so. I'm going to be a bit random with it as well. So we do. We go. Okay, it's the F that's sounding weird. I think C sharp. to... Oh, yeah. G. So then let's think of some chords that could work here. I mean, that's pretty standard, but... Yeah, so that's retrospective record. Oh, there's so much stuff. Oh, that's not what I want. Oh well. If I do, what was it? Oh no. There we go. Excuse me, get a sneeze. Excuse me, I've been having to not hold my sneezes in. Very hard for a polite boy like me. I'm going to hit Q a bunch of times, so we've got nice quantized chords. We're going to do this. New chord every bar. And then we're going to make sure that all similar velocity. We're going to... Ooh, how long do we want them? Just going to... Because there's quite a lot of release on that instrument, which I really like. I just want to make sure that we're hearing it. So, like, if we split up the times, if we give each of these notes a different length, we're going to hear the kind of release effect at different points, so it's going to have a larger sensation. What if we put it back? Nah, I prefer it on the beat. Not sure about it looping. I don't know. What if they were slightly more interesting chords? What if these were early? But maybe they end at the same point, so we still get like the release effect kind of at this point. as well. Into it, I don't know. What if we had the piano doing it? That does sound better. So let's try and do that. D sharp? No. F sharp. And then it was D sharp. You'll have those on the bar. And then similar here. Try and do like a left hand kind of melody thing. That sort of works, I think. Maybe we'll make these left hands, we'll put them in a similar register, and maybe we'll just make them a bit gentler as well. Maybe I'll keep using this as a reference. Maybe I'll keep a tonic played on that weird little synthy thing. See how that sounds. Kind of as flavor text? Yeah, fine. Let's shove the synth keys off to the left, that little effect thing off to the left, and the actual piano off to the right. Right 40. And then bass, I guess. If I just bring this over. It's just not as cool as the previous section. Lame. I don't know, what are we in? C? Was it D? Wait. I mean, that could be the problem. Could it? Yeah, so this pattern was kind of resolving as if V major was where we wanted to be, but we kind of want to be C sharp. Screw it. So C sharp. Maybe we just do something like that. Ba, ba, ba. And then let some pattern take over. Ba, ba, ba. Right, where does that need to be positioned? Ba, ba, ba. Da, da. Ugh, I'm losing my goddamn mind. Right. Ba, ba, ba. Ba, ba, ba. Should be quicker than that. I feel like it should be on the beat though, you know? Ba, ba, ba. I think I did it. I'm a genius, sort of. Not in any way, but sort of. So can I get away with it here as well? 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. God damn it. So then that should be here. Double as well, ba ba, and then it goes into nothing. Should that have been that hard? No, I've actually not got it right still. What the hell is wrong with my brain today? Right, so this is 1 2 so 1, it's 2 bars long. Good. Something's wrong with my brain, I swear. So does that work? And then it goes into the next thing. Right? Right? Damn, dude. I'm going to take that, I'm going to shove it in the bass as well. Get away with it here. Is that going to work? Just cut everything there, actually. Let's stretch this for no reason, because we can. Oh, all the way. Yeah, screw it. It's cool. I think it needs something quite up in the high end. Still needs to be on that beat, I think. I suppose we got that drum fill we could use. Okay, so something spooky and kind of high end. Easy, pad shop. I don't know what, but something pad shop. That's an easy fix, or an easy add, whatever. Just change some of these. piano. Pad shop. Okay, so we want something kind of spooky in the high register. So I don't know. Synthetic. Motion. Nah, nothing too synthy. That's kind of weird. Done. Sold. So we'll start off with... I quite liked having it at the very start, so we'll do that. Come on. So I'm just going to repeat it that ways for a bit. We're going to automate, you can't see that, the volume in, thusly. In fact, we're going to have it -4 for most of its life here. Inside of here, we're going to use the modulation control. We're going to start it at 0 all the way down here. Again, you can't see that because my face is in the way. So we're going to start the modulation down here. We're going to end with it up here. And it's going to plummet down before we get into the next section. I'm going to maybe do like a fake out kind of rise here. Like so. Yes. I'm going to do another proper raise like that. And actually I'm going to duplicate that over here because that's quite a nice template to use. Maybe we don't need to start that quiet. Probably need to drop down after that. And I think maybe this wants to stay a little higher throughout. I don't know. Yeah. I reckon. Might want to use it halfway through again. And maybe we'll do like, I don't know. Something like that. I'm not sure, but it's happening. Yeah, why not? I'm just going to vary these up a little bit and getting wider over time. Yes. Yes. Oh yeah, of course. So we want to finish that at that point, I guess. Does that happen on a weird beat? Maybe if it happened there, that'd be better. Because then we can stick a load of reverb on it as well. That might be funny. It might be good. It might be objectively good. I don't know. I don't know what the right language is. Okay, so we'll do that. I'm going to use the mix automation to bring that in, because I don't want that in for the rest of the track, basically. I like it. Let's have like a little piano hook or something. Yeah, maybe gentler. When should that come in? So everything kind of wants to end at that point, I guess. Which is fine. So we'll bring that down there. Cool, let's maybe explore some of the samples that come with Cubase, because we can. I mean, let's go. What have we got in C sharp? Anything in C sharp at all? How do I search? Is there a audio types being used? Audio files. Can you show me? No. What if I go C sharp? Nada. Hip hop vault, C sharp. Okay. D flat major. Oh, D flat major. Fine. Yeah, same thing. You don't appear to be playing anything, buddy. Which is very interesting. You wanna share something with the group? What if I were to import you? Would you play? I mean, that might kind of fit. D flat major. Nah, I was going to say one of those sounds pretty bad. That's fine. Hard knocks. C piano. Go on, show me emotional piano. It's quite nice, actually. You could just loop that. I don't know. I mean, that kind of sounds wrong as well. It is C sharp, so why does that sound C sharp minor? I don't know, man. Screw it. What does this do? What if I take that and I smush it up so it's all weird? I don't think Cubase likes that at all. What if I do this? It feels a little weird at the start there, so what if I do this? There's like a little... There we go, try that. I don't know. I think I like it in principle, but like... I don't know, I'm sort of determined to use something like this. I don't know. Yeah, screw it. Let's let's keep going with that. Let's add a chopper on there as well. Modulation. That's going to just add some weird interest, I think. So let's delete that selection there. If we select all of these, show used automation, we're just going to unlock those for a second, because we're then going to grab everything, duplicate, show it there. Have we changed the volume of the bass? We should have changed the volume of the bass. That could be a carryover from the MIDI on the piano. You want to keep that reverb, I'm sure. Yes, probably. Probably is usually the answer. Probably. Pad shop. Yeah, we'll do that. Nice. Maybe on this hip hop kit we can just have like a 1-2. Yeah, easy. Maybe the stupid sound would be better there. Weirdly, actually, yeah. Let's leave that there. Just 'cause I'm not sure what else to do, let's add a hi-hat in here. Wartis, how's it going? Yes, you can absolutely ask me something about Cubase. That is very much what I'm here for. And let's try this. That's cool, but that needs to end before that kick, so we'll just do that. How does that sound? So hopefully that's just going to give us a sense of momentum evolution over time. Question mark. That works. Yes, so you're using the piano roll, this thing, to input notes slowly. Yeah, I'm so far on board. This guy. And you're trying to use the MIDI input. Right, okay, yeah. So you're basically using a MIDI device like one of these keyboards, and you're trying to you mean the button called MIDI input? I don't know what you mean by button MIDI input, but when you're in the piano roll, you can just double click to add notes, if that's what you mean by MIDI input. Step MIDI button inside of... Is that inside of the piano roll, or is that somewhere else? If I can Google it. You have the button hidden. Oh, I have the button hidden. Oh, interesting. Let's have a look. Step. Let's doing a Google. Step input or step recording allows you to make the notes or events chords without worrying about exact timing. Oh, I see. Okay, step input. Yes. This is what I was talking about this earlier. Who was I talking to this about? Who was I talking about this to? Someone was talking about Cubase being really easy to use. I was like, Cubase is incredibly easy to use. What's brilliant about Cubase compared to other DAWs is that you don't need to know everything about the software in order to make pretty good music. Like, for example, I don't know about this function, but we're going to learn, and we're going to see if we can help our friend Wartis out here. Wartis. Yeah, I might like it, because I'm not really a piano player. But not the step input, the one to the right of that. Right, okay. Let's have a little look. Can I find the step input button? In any of these? Nope. Nope. Interesting. Step MIDI input. What did that just add? This is going to be excruciating for you watching this, I imagine, knowing exactly where the thing is. Oh, this guy. Step input, MIDI input, suspended. Oh, yeah. Neat. I have unhidden it. So you're using the MIDI input, this thing. Huh. And then what is that? What does that then allow you to do? Oh yeah, look at that. Gasp. Okay, yeah, I didn't know about any of that. That's quite interesting. I don't know if I would have a use for that, but it might. Let me open up a new block of piano roll over here. So, if I'm here... Nope. Do you have to have pre-existing notes in there? You select a note and you can play your keyboard and the notes move. Oh yeah. Yeah, Federico Thompson on YouTube is absolutely right. Like I'm really fast at using my mouse now. That's just through doing it for 20 years. So I might not use this, but if it works for you, Warties, then all power to you. So you have to select the pitch at the right of the MIDI input. Oh, okay. Ah, interesting. That's kind of cool. What if there's nothing there? Doesn't do anything. Nifty. Well, I learned how to do that today. What was your question? What was your question about that, buddy? And I'm gonna play the I'm gonna play through the track whilst you type your question out. I have no sound on every note. Okay. Yes. I know the problem you're describing. And it is absolutely a problem to play by ear. Yeah, you're exactly right. This is a problem I had a while ago, and I had to solve it. I had to solve it for someone else recently as well. No expression. I don't actually know if it's in the piano roll itself. Dang, what was it called? Is it that button there? Right. So, here's something for you to try, Warties. Can you see up here? For me, it's right underneath where transport is. But if you've got more things open, you might have to look a little bit for it. In between the auto scroll thing and the cursor, the object selection thing, there's this button here. It kind of looks like a speaker, I guess, with two lines either side of it. If I turn that off and I move these notes around, or I put in a new note, it doesn't make any sound. If I turn that on and then move notes around, I can hear it. And for some reason it's called acoustic feedback. Don't know why it's called that. It's also got exclamation mark. That doesn't appear to do anything. That's going to be my suggestion. See if that's the button. If that is on, so if that's lit up white and you still aren't getting sound, it might be a latency button. You've tried that button but no luck. Dang. Do you hear the audio? Do you hear it play back when you just play back the clip like this? Because if you hear audio when you play back a clip like this, but you don't hear audio when you're inputting sounds here, and it's not that button, yes, everything works fine, but it's not this button, that could be a latency thing. Are you using... No, I was going to say, is it velocity? But if you're hearing it after the fact, it won't be velocity. If you're not using an audio interface, like a Scarlett 2i2 or something, that can sometimes be a problem. If you're just using... Could I try using the function MIDI input? Yeah, absolutely. Yes, no, good idea. If I come over to this... So then let's go. Oh yeah, interesting. It played the first one. That's interesting. It's playing some of them. It's playing every other one. Why would it play every other one? Now it's only doing some of them. That appears to be a thing that is a problem in Cubase, I guess. That's really silly. But why? Why? What? And they play back fine. Note expression MIDI input. Oops. I don't know. That's really stupid. There's no reason that should work like that. Absolutely no reason. I'm gonna guess it's a bug. I'm not. It's such a weird bug because it only happens sometimes. Well, I was going to say it's not a common function because I've never heard of it, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's common or uncommon. That is a really interesting bug. I would suggest raising that with Steinberg help. I would very much recommend doing that. Because I'm sure other people have had that problem. MIDI inputs, acoustic feedback. Let's try just a quick Google. Acoustic feedback not working in Cubase for MIDI input. Thread from 2015. Acoustic feedback doesn't always work properly. Yep, that's just a thing, I guess. What is you have stumbled across something that is wrong with Cubase. There are a handful of things wrong with Cubase. It's a living, breathing piece of software. It's not going to be perfect the whole time. But yeah, that might be worth raising with Cubase help. And I think if you just make it clear that you're not receiving acoustic feedback, or you're only receiving acoustic feedback sometimes when using MIDI input. And if you wanted to, you could always send them a link to the video on YouTube. I'm a certified trainer on Steinberg. I'm a certified Cubase trainer, so Steinberg sort of know who I am. Some people at Steinberg know who I am, like, definitely. So it might be worth saying, I encountered this problem, I asked this streamer guy, and then if you find the timestamp, on YouTube, the timestamp will be something like 1 hour 40, 1 hour 50. Yeah. Might be worth tagging that just so they can see the problem. Right, so back to this piece. We've got some stuff. So I kind of wanted... Maybe I don't want, like, extra stuff in this yellow section. Maybe it's fine. Let's have a little listen from the start. Because it's not quite feeling especially lo-fi, but that's not the end of the world. Like, it's not even a real genre, so it doesn't matter. Oh, absolutely happy to help anytime. If you're new to music production and DAWs and stuff, these streams happen every week. I'm always here to answer questions. Sort of my job. You're very welcome, buddy. Okay, let's add... I thought that was a ringtone. Let's add some kind of double bass, I think. Not with Contact 7. So far, not a fan of Contact 7. Let's go factory selection. There's a nice double bass in here somewhere. Yes, it is a tough decision. I've always been Team Cubase. I've tried out... What have I tried out? I used Pro Tools for a while professionally. Sort of hated it. I used Ableton for a bit. It wasn't so bad. Ableton, I think, really wants you to use, like, launch pads and stuff, and if you do that, you're going to have a great time. But if you try to use Ableton like a normal piece of software, it's not so good. But it's great for live stuff as well, in my experience. Logic I used briefly and hated. I am Team Cubase all the way, I think. Jazz upright bass. There we go. I suspect that's Federico over on YouTube. I suspect Cubase is the best for MIDI programming. I think so. I think Cubase and Ableton are probably pretty evenly matched when it comes to sequencing and stuff. I think Ableton is better at having a sequence of MIDI loops or audio loops that you then perform. But I think Cubase is better if you're essentially writing a piece of music that exists inside of Cubase and you just press the play button. So kind of, yeah, I think they're both pretty good. Again, in my limited experience of Ableton. So we'll have a little loop here in the double bass, a loop, a little phrase. Which I think we'll have to get rid of the synth bass. We'll cut that off there. Including instruments should be important. I'm doing this for fun, don't want to spend too much money. Oh yeah, totally. So pretty much every DAW will come with some instruments packaged inside of it. Cubase has got quite a lot actually inside of it. So I'm using a lot of instruments today from Native Instruments, which is a package. I bought the package like 6 or something years ago, and it cost me like 500 quid. So I'm not suggesting you do that, but there is plenty of stuff inside of Cubase. This instrument pad shop comes from, I think that's just stock, and it's got lots of cool weird stuff inside of it. The piano we're using, I think LoFi piano, it was either free or it was pretty cheap. But just as an example, Hallion Sonic is a big library of instruments, and it comes with Cubase as standard, and I mean, you can sort of see how many different instruments you've got. So accordions, we have 14 different accordions, we have 162 different bass instruments, 75 brass, 56 what was that? I lost it. 56 chromatic percussion, so like timpani, marimba, that kind of thing. Drums, 133 drum kits, 10 ethnic things, 220 synths. Like, there's loads of stuff. There's loads and loads inside of Cubase. You're not going to get bored. Yeah, so there's the Hallion. Is there something similar, cheap or free? There are. I don't use many things just because Hallion has most of the stuff I want, and if that doesn't have what I want, then I've got it inside of, personally I've got it inside of Contact. I think Hallion, if you're just doing this as a hobby, if you're just trying to mess around and see what you like, I think if you just get one of the standard editions of Cubase, like Elements or Artist, you get quite a lot of stuff, because the idea is that they want you to just start making music from zero. So, you know, they do come with quite a lot of stuff. Elements, yeah, Elements comes with quite a lot of stuff. What's actually included? Let's have a little look. Cubase, just show me Elements, it's fine. Special instruments. So you get the basic set of Hallion Sonic, that's fine. You get Groove Agent, so that's a drum kit, so you're good for all of that kind of stuff. I mean, yeah, to be honest, Hallion is a lot of stuff. 24 track limit won't be a problem for you at the moment. You also get a fair few effects. Yeah. So it's not loads of stuff, but the thing is, if you're just starting out, you don't want to have loads of stuff, because you're going to get overwhelmed and you're not going to learn how to use anything. You're better off kind of starting with a limited palette and then working out from there, in my opinion, anyway. Right, let's get this double bass in. So what are we in? C sharp. Does that fit? Yeah, you can always upgrade. And let's go. Boom. That kind of works. I'm gonna automate the volume out so that bass line kind of doesn't get cluttered with the other bass line. This is why we don't use more than one bass at a time. That's kind of nice. Yes, I am. Yeah, I mean, the thing for me is, like, I've been using Cubase for most of my life. I've been using Cubase for something like 15 years at this point. So there are newer ways to do things faster than if I were to start doing them 15 years ago. But because I've been doing it for so long, I can just kind of create whatever melodies I need to with keyboard. And I do try to play stuff in with instruments as well, because I feel like you get something generally more musical with an instrument. But most of the time I have something in my head and I know how to do that. I know how to achieve that with a mouse in the MIDI editor. So, you know, I can sort of just stick with that. But it is absolutely just a case of trial and error and practice. Exactly. Let's do some fun stuff. 15 years are most of your life. Hang on, let me do the maths. I think I started using... I'm 33. In a couple of months I'll be 34. So let's call it 33. I started using Cubase when I was 16? 16 or 17? So 17 times 2 for half, 34. Yeah. Half my life. Let's throw in some stupid glitches and stuff, because I think we always do that and it's always fun. So I'm going to use ill-formed glitch 2 VST. Because it's awesome. No, I'm not. I changed my mind. Look, I'm going to use Reactor 6 along with this. It's not the thing I want. Have I crashed it? Thanks for the follow, Watties. Appreciate you. Okay, weird. The finger. No worries. Absolute pleasure to help out. These streams are this time every week, probably forever, or at least until I stop doing them. So let's find whatever screwdriver is. Oh, of course. So I need to assign MIDI to that. Here we go. So there's loads of cool stuff in here. Just going to shove some stuff in randomly and see what happens. What else we got? Cut, bias, degrade, position into... Okay, so all the cool stuff looks like it's in the first octave there. What about... It was C sharp or something, wasn't it? something like that. Yeah, screw it. Let's do that. How does that sound? Let's just do some reversing and stuff as well, because we can. Process reverse. I think at that point we probably would go back to something like that, you know? Maybe not with the pad immediately. Ooh, good question. Federico on YouTube there. Do any of your projects, just not here, include vocals, or are instrumentals your thing? So, yeah, really good question. I am not a singer. I have done vocals. I do vocal stuff for my comedy show, the Conversation Hat podcast. We do bits of music very occasionally, and I do roughly half to 2/3 of the vocals for that. Not a singer. It just sounds like me talking now, but over the top of music. I'm not going to call it rapping. Please don't make me call it rapping, because it's not. It's way stupider. So I do that for Conversation Hat. I am working on some stuff with lyrics that will hopefully have vocals on it at some point. But I haven't found a singer to do them yet. I haven't really found someone that I want, that I think is right just yet. I have done stuff. I've done stuff with sampled vocals before, so sometimes sampling artists I like, sometimes sampling artists that I'm friends with. So there is a Musical Endeavour track. What did I call it? In Pieces? Yeah. There's a Musical Endeavour track called In Pieces, which has got a sampled vocal line from an artist that I quite like called Miss Jackie. I took one of her songs, I sampled a little bit out of it, and then just kind of repeated that and use that. It's kind of lo-fi, hip-hoppy type stuff, and I thought that her vocal really suited that thing. So I'm by no means opposed to doing vocals at all. It's just that it doesn't really come up here. I think in principle I'm not opposed to doing like a stream where I work on something with vocals, but I think in every instance that I've done something with vocals, it's kind of been a secret until it's released. So then me doing a production stream where I work on something, if it's a secret, doesn't really work, you know. So yeah, like, never say never. We'll see. Maybe I'm gonna take this part like so. We'll call this a bridge. It's not a bridge. And then maybe we'll dip back into... Oh, actually, if I select all the tracks and then go show used automation, undo all of this stuff, I can then take a section like so, and shove it here. And actually, I kind of want to use the drum fill from the very start. Is that what this is? Actually, I quite like that as a loop. We'll use that instead. Let's get rid of that bit, actually. And then this question mark. Let's have that much sharper. Not an ad, but have you checked out Synthv from Dreamtonics? Interesting. Do you not be distracted by its origins for J-pop? No, I will never. Interesting. Okay, synth. Is this? Yes, I am familiar. I have not delved into it, but I am familiar, and it might be interesting to... Can I just share one of my favourite things as a marketing person? This is something that comes up quite often, which is if you're gonna have images on your website, which I encourage you to do, please don't harvest stock footage and then, like, because none of these things look like they're in the same room. This screen certainly isn't on top of this mixing board. And also, where is he looking? So if you find yourself at any point doing this, don't. just don't. Yes, I might explore that at some point. It does look very J-pop, but I'm not necessarily opposed to that. Do I then have to write my own lyrics? Because that could get very cringe. Let's shove the reverb up for this section. I'm going to colour that dark blue. And we're just going to do this. Oops, oh yeah. Synth v Adele. Oh god, okay, yeah, no, I will. I'm quite happy with this where it is. It's quite spoopy in a fun way. I quite like it. I really like that piano part. So that little chord we had, for chord fans, what was it? So it's in the left hand, it's just C sharp and G sharp. So we've got a power chord there. And then on top, it's the same C sharp, G sharp. But then my thumb is playing the E. End of ad. So that makes that C sharp minor. So what we're doing is adding on with my thumb here a B and then a C. So I'm playing the keys, I'm playing the chord with two hands, then my thumb is going B, then the chord again, C. Now it's interesting because we've got our tonic is C sharp, so that means that if I play a B with that chord, we have we have C sharp minor 7, which is one of my favourite chords. Sounds lovely. However, if we play instead C, if we had this chord as a standalone, that would be B sharp, which, as you know, is an abomination. It's only B sharp because this is C sharp, and it's sharps because I'm an optimist. So that would then be, so it's a minor chord with a major 7, so it's C sharp minor major 7. There isn't a fancy word for it. C sharp minor major 7. And then what's interesting is that we have both of those because we have this like chromatic thing. B, the dominant 7, C, the major 7, and then C sharp, the tonic. And that kind of walk up is kind of like, it's a bit like in blues music where you have the what is it? Oh, we've got some weird tummy noises going on. I don't know what key they're in. Where you've got the 4 sharp 4 5. Oops, excuse me. 4 sharp 4 5. That's kind of a similar thing. You can kind of have a minor 7, major 7 tonic. But less often, and certainly not like as chords, because we're basically using like a little bit of blues theory, I guess, but we're doing it in the context of lo-fi, which is not the same genre. Curious, where did you get all of your obvious knowledge of music theory? Fun story. Sorry, I was just trying to do something clever and it didn't work. Fun story. Where did I get my obvious knowledge of music theory? When I was at music school, so this is going back to my early 20s, so 13 years ago, when I was at music school, there were a handful of kids that were really good at guitar. There were loads of guitarists. Most of the class was guitarists. I would say probably 18 guitarists and maybe 12 people who were either bassists, drummers, singers, or keyboard players. You know, it was mostly guitarists. And I was there were, of those guitarists, there were like 5 or 6 that were really quite good. Everyone was great. Everyone was a really good level, but there were like 5 or 6 that were really quite good. And at the time, I think I was one of them. I'm not as good of a guitar player now as I was back then because I had nothing else to do. But there was one kid, and there was a kid who I was in a band with, because you basically you show up on day one, you don't know anyone, they put you in bands, and then you are in that band for the next 2 years, and you do all your coursework together. Really good system, works really well, really smart. So the band I was in, I was one of the 2 guitarists. The other guitarist, so I was like 20, 21 or something. The other guitarist was 16. And he was the best guitarist in the building. Like, there's just no, in terms of just like ability to play, he was the best guitarist by like a significant margin. And there were some great players, really excellent players. He was the best. And I was in a band with him. So most of the time I ended up obviously playing rhythm guitar, the cursed guitar. To a 20-year-old, that was a fate worse than death. So what I decided to do, because he was going to be able to get by just shredding the heck out of whatever, he'd be able to get like a passing grade just without really having to try. So what I did was I decided to get really, really good at all the theory stuff so that I could play better than him because I knew how to use modes. So it wasn't that what I was doing was technically more adept than him. It was that my note choice was just way more engaging and way more interesting. So if you wanted just like a standard rock player, this kid was the guy. Absolutely 100% the guy. If you wanted something slightly more interesting, I was the guy. So technically speaking, wasn't the best player, still not the best player, but I got good at thinking my way into being better at certain things. So I got really good at like kind of chord structure and scales and the modes and all stuff like that. And that was my flex. I think I might have been one of the best in that regard in the college. I'm not really sure. I didn't really think about it in those terms at the time. Yeah, so that's pretty much... Oh, and what helped, of course, was this kid lived like nearby. He was like a 20-minute car journey away. So he would just... Class would end, he'd hop in the car, home, done. I would travel an hour and a half there and an hour and a half back every day. I was commuting quite far. It was in Norwich. I was based in Cambridge, still am. So I was traveling for an hour and a half every day. So I was getting I was using that spare 3 hours sat on a train to get smart, basically. I became a big nerd for modes and chord structure and stuff like that, and that is kind of where I'm at today. And I've left a lot of that behind because I just don't use all of it every single day. But like Cubase is kind of taken over, and you don't need to know most of that stuff to be able to use Cubase. That's my story. That's the story of why I'm a big nerd. I'm quite happy with this. Let's listen through to it once, and then thank you. I like that story. I hadn't really thought of it, to be honest, but I guess that's why. What I mean is that I hadn't really thought about it in terms of like, oh, that's the reason that I do this thing. But yeah, I guess it is. Oh well, let's listen. So I noticed, of course, we were missing... That's weird. Weird that we're missing that. Oh well. And of course, this second yellow section where we have the reverb at the end... I can, of course, keep that reverb going. Yeah. I quite like this. It's short. It's 2.5. It's not even 2.5. Like 2 minutes 10. It's not long at all. But like as we know, thanks Spotify, music only needs to be 30 seconds. Cheers. Nice one. I'm going to leave that there. This was a lot of fun. I'm glad to be back. I'm sorry we missed one last week. Couldn't be helped because I was dying. Not actually, but felt like I was. I actually didn't feel that bad. I just felt kind of crappy, you know. Next Monday, let me just double check. It definitely doesn't overstay its welcome. That's exactly what it is. It's just right, you know. Next Monday is fine. We'll be doing stuff again. The following Monday, the 13th, will not be a stream. But that's fine. You'll cope. So the 6th... No, excuse me. What are we? 27th. So that's today. There will be a game stream on the 4th. 4th of March, Saturday, 1 p.m, I believe. Ooh, no, there won't. There will be a game stream probably later. I know exactly how my life is going. Later, Convo Hat Podcast, not sure when. Haven't decided yet. There will, on Sunday, the 5th of March, be a Convo Hat Podcast hangout stream. Me and Ben doing some stuff. 1 p.m. UK time, Sunday the 5th, and then Monday the 6th, 8 p.m. this again. Lovely, lovely. For some reason, I always have... I don't know why I decided to do Mondays, because that means if I game on Saturday and then have a podcast live stream on the Sunday, I've got 3 solid days of streaming. That's fine. There are worse things to do. I am rambling. Thanks for hanging out. I will see you next week, or Saturday, whatever. Bye.